Rockhold. He joins me now fresh from a Rolex store. Colby Covington, we're getting stuff sorted after the big win this past weekend.
That's right. You know, we're always doing the biggest and best business, Dennis. So it's an honor to be back here on Submission Radio. We had a big weekend in Real American Freestyle, getting another win over a former champion, a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Luke Rockhold, who was a pleasure, an absolute pleasure to share the mat with. The guy's the ultimate competitor. He'll test himself everywhere, and he's one of the greatest of all time in his way. So, you know, it was awesome to compete against him.
Dude, one of the things that was most interesting for me about it was, you know, you going up to this higher weight sort of to wrestle Luke, right? Because Luke is quite a big guy. He fought up to light heavyweight. How did it feel? Because I feel like you and me, we've talked about you moving up in weight in the UFC. Was this almost like a little test for you to see how you would do against a big guy like Luke Rockhold?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I wanted to see what a bigger body, a bigger frame was going to feel like, you know, and it felt good. You know, it passed the test. You know, I felt stronger than him. I felt like, you know, his size didn't make any difference. You know, I was the better technical wrestler. I was the better fighter on that night. And, you know, it gave me a lot of confidence going forward that I know I can do well at middleweight. Those guys are a lot slower. You know, they may be bigger, they may hit harder, but they're a lot slower. And, you know, I'm just as strong as them. You know, I'm, you know, putting on a lot of size these days and getting stronger. So, you know, I feel like there's a lot more enticing matchups in the middleweight division right now than there is in the welterweight division. There's just no stars. You know, it's sad there's no stars in the welterweight division. So, you know, I think I'm going to have to go up to middleweight to get some big fights.
Yeah, it's interesting as well, right? Because obviously you look great, but you're 37 now and you don't have to cut the weight. You're able to put weight on. It's a different kind of preparation. And would you say, okay, if it is middleweight next for you in the UFC, do you think that adds a few fights to your career? Like not having to think about cutting weight and being able to maybe have a healthier time outside of camp, eat more, you know? Do you think that would add a few fights to your career if things go to plan?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll add some more fights. You know, I just don't want to drain myself anymore. And I never had to cut a lot of weight early in my career, but as I've gotten a little bit older, you know, I'm putting on more size. I'm just a little bit more